So a couple of weeks back, I did a review on the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross Turbo, and I was quite thrilled with that product. I thought it was fantastic. I'm a bit sad to say that I'm not as thrilled with this, which is the Mitsubishi ASX, and I think because it's just a bit old right now. But what it does have going for it is style. Like, it's a really good looking car, and so they've updated it. And they've done a fantastic job of it. Look, this car came to South Africa back in 2011. And since then, it's had sort of updates along the way. This, for me, is probably the most prominent one because now I look at it and I think, shit, good looking car, okay? But that's kind of where it ends a little bit for me. So inside is just a little bit too outdated for me. And I say this again, you know, I'm a motoring journalist, and so I have to compare it to its rivals, which, I mean, it's a huge segment, compact SUV. And you've got new cars like the Kia Seltos, which now with cars like almost a decade old, really is going to struggle to compete. And they've upgraded things. You've got a really cool big screen, that touchscreen screen. It's got Apple, Android, and Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you know what I mean? And it's filled with spec. Okay, this car, I mean, it's even got a panoramic sunroof, it's got heated seats, it's got cruise control. I mean, that's sort of unmatched. But then you've got to ask yourself, do you want a car that has a modern interior but maybe less features, or do you just want features and it doesn't matter what the interior is like? And the interior is not bad, it's just a little bit dishwatery. A bit bland. Blah, 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 blah. It's also got 2 USB ports. You know, one for the driver, one for the passenger. Both can charge your phones. That's nice. There's a thing I don't love when cars do, and that's when they give you this thing as you start the car, like, please be sure to read this, observe and obey all road signs, whatever, and you have to press OK to get rid of it. I like it if it shows me and then it goes away on its own. I don't always have to press OK. And I speak about the rivals. I mean, you've got Hyundai Creta, you've got even the Mahindra XUV 300, which feels like, well, is like super modern inside, and sort of just offers you something that's a little bit elevated to what this is offering you.
All I wanna do is have a little fun before I die.
But have more fun. So while I'm driving this car, I feel like this, you know? 'Cause all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun. So it's got its 2-litre naturally aspirated engine under the bonnet, and you've got 110 kilowatts of power, 197 newton meters of torque. And for around town, it's actually superb. Like, it's really fine. It's not maybe as refined as its rivals, but it's certainly quite punchy. And in fact, be careful when you put your foot down on this accelerator, because it's quite eager to accelerate. Like, it kind of jumps you forward a little bit, which once you're used to, that's not a problem at all. In fact, it's quite nice. The problem with it having an old engine, though, and again, not having a smaller engine with a turbo, which, you know, is kind of the way forward, is that the fuel consumption is not fab. So they claim 7.9 litres per 100 Ks. I'm doing around town a lot, and I'm sitting at like 10, which is just too high for me, especially in this segment. You're going to get that down a little bit when you know, doing open driving and stuff like that. But how often are you doing that? Like, I'm living in this car. Like, this is what my daily commutes are like. And so that's not good enough, unfortunately. Look, it is quite comfortable, and it is rather spacious. I mean, you've got 406 litre capacity in the boot. Rear legroom is fine. I don't think it's great. I think it's sort of on par maybe with its rivals anyways, but like, I'm not very tall. Sitting behind myself, I can, you know, I'm fine, but again, I'm quite far forward, so any taller passengers, I think, might just struggle. Until the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Corona pandemic. Hey, we just want to have some fun.
I like a good beer buzz early in the morning.
I do too, Cheryl.
Really nice.
So at just 400,000 Rand for this is the automatic, you can also get the manual. It is competitively priced, and I don't think I would deter someone if they wanted to buy it. If they were like, I love it, I want to get it, I'd be like, great, you know, you've got a good product. But I probably would question why are they not looking at the newer models, which are also stronger in most areas. I can't say that this, because it's got so many features, but a number of the other cars also have a lot of standard spec, and there's just not enough for me to say this is it. Like, out of all the rivals, this is the car you need to go for. So unfortunately, I'm a little bit bored with this, if that's okay to be. Not that I'm going to judge you, obviously, if you buy it, because I'm very open-minded. So my free advice today might seem a bit obvious, but I feel like people need to hear it again. You need to check your car, not just once a year when it goes for a service, but check things like your indicator. Because the other day, I know we've had this discussion, I can't stand when people don't indicate, but it's quite a terrible situation when I've now shouted at someone for not indicating and they didn't know that the indicator wasn't working. I'm like, okay, but now you must check your car. And then windscreen wipers, pouring with rain. Now it's winter, and I've seen so many people that haven't checked them since for the whole of summer and are now stuck with windscreen. And they're like, oh shit, can't see. And the other one is lights. Just every now and again, get someone to stand in front of you, turn your car on, turn your lights on, indicators. Once every couple of months, it's really quick, very easy, but it just means that I get a lot less rageful on the road. Is have some